what I could pretty much say that is various forms of subversion and takeover, hijacking, right? Um, of uh, of all of us. I'm not sure how it's going around other places other than Australasia, because yeah, it's very unfortunate, but I don't really see New Zealand being able to show some independence factually in front of Australia and China, obviously. All right, like these are the neighbors. You know, you got two massive continents basically, and a little ass couple of islands. What the hell can we do? You know. Before I go any further, yeah, I suggest anyone that's watching this that one is planning to talk to whatever corporations about what I'm talking here. You are wrongly mistaken. This is a private, how should I say, transmission, right? This is not political. This is not anything that 99.9% of the planet would be able to, I don't know, make use of, okay? Same as how if you haven't even studied biology at school and then you go in like year 5 or 7 residency medical procedure live you know, surgery, I don't know, brain surgery or something. So that's that. Um, this is full colon Bogdan-Saris, full colon Cucu, full stop, copyright, copy claim, live life claim and postmaster. And now that that's established, we'll continue the live stream while I actually, so I'm actually playing a live game as well. So, yeah, it seems they won't stop these wars, and I'm here to tell you that we are being affected just as bad here in terms of people's welfare, right? Like people are not doing good. As a result of from prices to you name it, a whole bunch of reasons why people are in distress and they're being more dishonest and, you know, almost willing to do anything for a buck. Jobs are on the decline. Relationships are either fake or non-existent, right? Again, people will do anything for money, and they're getting better and better at faking stuff because is actually a component of not being fake, but then because of being so rigged in terms of purely being just for, you know, like money hungry and stuff like this. And another reason for the fact that they've got a lot of issues when it comes to, because if you've got cognitive dissonance, if you haven't gotten over a whole bunch of trauma, and again, that happens because of lack of, how should I put it, knowledge, right? I mean, when if anything goes wrong, if you have an explanation for it because you have experience and then studied and learned the mechanisms of whatever it is, right? From why you stumble and fall over to, and everything, even something like that can be very complicated, right? Like if you got a health issue. So they struggle to analyze things or diagnose stuff, and then they lack knowledge to be able to grasp the meaning of the problem to then tackle it with some solutions if you've got enough knowledge. And of course, because of lack of things like private teachings, like the Federal Postal Court stuff, and doing being able to do passe, then knowing that there is things like the correct sentence structure, communication, passe, syntax, grammar. Here's some solutions for some very complicated things, all right? So, of course, 99.9% can't possibly have any good faith, right? Like if there's an increasing amount of problems and you're still struggling to come up with solutions for things that don't even require passe, syntax, grammar, or the meaning of some symbols and all manner of other language, right? Body language. Then psychology, because you'll be faced with things like gaslighting, right? Like you can passe, syntax, grammar, and show the deep meaning of symbolism and all manner of other language, and they'll try to say that you're autistic because you're picking up on the fraud, the trespassing that they do, right? Maybe that some of them don't even pick it up. So everything is very complicated. But yeah, this is why these people struggle like that. And I'm sure it's all around the world. I mean, you can't be struggling more than the countries that are in open military conflict right now. And yeah, but in the same sense, it's all got its advantages, right, and disadvantages, different situations. To me, I almost prefer if things are more out in the open, right? Like open, because it's a form of closure, a form of it's not as fraudulent, right? Same as how you could have like your closest family members hijacked and you don't know about it, right? Or even if you know about it, but there's not much you can do. It's like they'll just hang up on you if you go, so who you selling me to? Who have you been bought off by? Hang up. Right. Versus if you just have someone that is mugging you on the street, right? And that was just basic stuff. But then how about if it's not monetary value, right? If it's more like how I was saying about the family stuff, where it's literally like robbing you from your cognition. Because at the end of the day, if I've been through a lot, but I can manage, right? Other people have been through stuff all, and they're like on depression medication and yada yada, right? And they probably still have people that they can trust more, because if you operate at a low level, you're insignificant, right? Like when you show capacity, that's when because they have lack of capacity, right? Then they try to portray you as a threat, even if you're not, right? It to me is amazing. Like the way that I see it, it's as if how the Neanderthals, that the cavemen, when they first seen fire, But the fire was there for them to just go pick it up and carry it into the cave and warm up. Oh, nice. So that's how idiotic it is, all right? But when it comes to people, it's not eternal fire, right? It's by the time that they get used to you or something, you're probably 80 years old and you're dying, right? Because by the time you're like, 70, 80 years old or whatever, how the hell are you going to pose a threat? So that's part of the reason why things go to shit, right? And it's hand in hand with the fact that there's nepotism and legacy, right? Like how could any new family or whatever hold any sort of position of power or hold any significant amount of value so that they could change things, even if it's like less than 1%. All right. So these are some of the things that a lot of people it doesn't even scratch the surface. So should I get into a bit of some of the updates, even though I've only went and had a look at how the, should I say, London headquartered Federal Postal Court Group. And then I don't even know what's been happening to the Australian guys, but it really seems like they've been, again, almost hijacked themselves. So there's been a bait and switch almost. I mean, they've done all right compared to other organizations and things, and then I don't know how does the procedures that people have been taken, which I haven't taken, and how does that play in to this switch, right? I mean, not that it had, so it's almost like it was like a gradual brainwashing, whatever you want to call it, from about 2012 till about 2016, 17, 18. And then with the bug lockdown, it's almost like, things were going like this, and then boom, and now everything, even the symbolism, doesn't really like show much anymore, right? People that are like, in terms of politics or mindset or whatever it is, it's things have not progressed, because that's what they say, progress, and as a matter of fact, they're reducing, they are dismantling all of this, right? So it's got nothing to do with creation, and it's got everything to do with the opposite. And for most part, if you look at things like this, that's where it's at, like it's the opposite. And that's why a lot of people have cognitive dissonance. Like if I look at something and I know it's a lie, I can do two things, function with it within the realm of lies, right? And function with it from a factual standpoint, which are two opposing things. I presume a while back, before I don't know, 1970 and stuff, like 1971 in particular, I believe that some things, or a lot of things, could have been the same from both perspectives. But nowadays, so then subconsciously you wouldn't have had a lot of cognitive dissonance. Now, because of the bait and switch on language, on everything, right? On currency, then that's what happens. And that's why it's almost impossible, if not, it is impossible to start a family, like factually, like have a genuine connection and, um, you know, uh, have maybe minimal interference, but because it's something genuine, it can't really be destroyed and they can't pull you apart real easy, right? They can't sabotage the relationship real easy, right? But now the way things are, they just go and get someone that's got more money or whatever it is, right? Or before that, I pretty much think, and I sure hope that I don't attract. I don't want to get to 1,000 subscribers and stuff like that. To me, like, I'd rather keep it closer to factual, uh, just like as if I had a group of friends, right? So to me, is it actually puts me off knowing that there's a lot of people are watching and stuff. Because they shouldn't, especially on the subjects that I speak about. It's as easy as that. Pretty much, I expect only some, like maybe 10% of the Federal Postal Court students and now just people, because I mean, how long are you going to be a student for, right? I, for one, prefer to remain just a live life claimant and postmaster. Other people want to go on to judgeship and stuff. Great, you know. I don't. And not to mention that I wouldn't be able to do it correctly because there isn't enough. There's literally no one else that is in the city that I live. Well, I think even in this island. Here's yet another coup. It seems that in the North Island, there might be, and there has been, even other than the Federal Postal Court stuff, I've been looking onto the all the other private attorney and, you know, people that have been trying to conduct their own bureaucracy, right? And they are freaking frauds. And it feels to me like I'm paying, right, for their fucking, excuse my language, sins. It really does. It really does. And for most part, they're female, you know. There was one particular one, around 2019, I believe, 2020, before because over here the lockdowns and stuff came a bit later. And she started literally selling fraudulent, I forgot what, I think, but maybe she was calling it a C-Pass. I'm not too sure. But yeah, they were literally creating just, you know, as if I would go and grab my family crest or something like that, you know, the heraldry, some sort of heraldry, chuck it on, and not even a creator's seal, you know, like they were literally just, there's like no postal mechanics on it, nothing. Dog, they got away with it for like a year and stuff. Just ridiculous. Luckily, there is like some old man. I don't think he produces anymore because he's sick. Just like they've got in Mark in London, right? Boom, he's done deal, right? Like how easy. Chuck him in, throw away the key, right? Chuck him all in, throw away the key. Kill David Miller, right? All of that good shit, right? Being sarcastic. Just as I, for one, don't get too depressed. You know why? Because originally where I'm from, yeah, they've done this sort of stuff straight up. I mean, it's it hasn't even been that long. They assassinated, you know, like executed Ceausescu supposedly on camera on Christmas Day. That sort of stuff, you know. So don't really get much more corrupt than that, you know. I mean, how much better can you get away with covering all the, you know, crimes and however you want to call it, that, you know, everyone under Ceausescu was, than to kill him off, right? Because he would have been witness, right? Like, so it's pretty simple, right? So yeah, well, what else to get into? It would be cool if we found more venues to study the correct sentence structure, communication, passe, syntax, grammar, and things like this. I'm quite wary of the fact that, you know, things are international. And to me, is fascinating how aggressive some of the people from like in America that are the United States of America that are within the correct sentence structure, communication, passe, syntax, grammar world. I mean, do you guys like, so how does this work? Where you're meant to be of power of attorney and of the pen, right? Of the pen. But then you walk around with an AR-15. Or how does that work? You know, like it. To me, is just. I get it if you'd have like say like a ranch, right? And you got your own wee little office, right? Like a postal office. And then you have like one guy that is like the security. That I get it, right? But everyone to just be on the frickin' edge. And I mean, David Wynn Miller said it, you know, you gotta both be able to live in the world of facts and the world of fiction, you know, so you shouldn't operate strictly only in the correct sentence structure, communication, passe, syntax, grammar, and like, I mean, when are things gonna be more congruent, you know? And this applies the same, right? Like there's like a massive polarization between. I almost gave into it as well. Like there's a massive polarization between the conventional language and legalese people when they look at people that have been studying the correct sentence structure, communication, passe, syntax, grammar, and all the other the postal mechanics and all the rest of it. Same as there's some people that take the Federal Postal Corporate mechanics and absolutely. So that everyone, for most part, think there is like a battle, and that certainly isn't like a bureaucratic and intellectual way to look at things, is it? At the end of the day, bureaucracy is all about well, factual progress. At the end of the day, right? Like it's like science, pretty much. You know how you might be presented with an equation, and you sit there until you find solutions mathematically, right? Then check your work. It's just beyond is beyond stupidity for the conventional obfuscation of facts language people to continue radicalizing language and just turning the meaning of specific words and coming up with specific terminology so that is 180% pretty much the meaning versus the usage of it. And the Federal Postal Court and communication passe syntax grammar is that much different, and people are having such a difficulty finding some sort of how should I put it, like more friendly, less radical from the point of view of the ones that have no clue about this. So that it is more user-friendly, so that so it's just been an absolute stupefied sort of game being played. It's very, very disappointing. But it is what it is. My grandma always used to say, I don't want to die stupid. I can't remember exactly what the specific, like, it was kind of like a quote. And that's very clever, you know, like, I guess, you know, you just same as how you can't take your, what do you call it? You know, you can't bury your house. What are you going to do? You know, turn yourself into, make yourself a pyramid, you know, but it certainly is some sort of achievement, if you like, to know things, you know. Some people will never know. And I think I'm going to close off now with just getting a little bit into the, how some people call digital gulag, or even if it's popularity and being promoted, right? It's all one and the same, right? It's all just from what angle are you looking at the picture. But at the end of the day, other than videos like this, you know, that I'm sure not many people watch it. Like I said, it should only be a few specific people. And that is not going to change the world, is it? And that's good. That's good, because we can't change people, you know, for the better. That's people change themselves for the better because they have the will to do so. And even this better, what is it, right? Like, what is it? Because if you're gonna be like one of these, I don't know, bio cyborgs, I don't really see, you know, like not having the knowledge making you happy, right? Or giving you some sort of closure and goodwill at the same time. It's all just donkey carrot things, you know. And if that carrot was to disappear, they would stop doing the stuff that they do. That's what is the difference between people like myself and people like that. Right. And that's how you know that the followings on social media are so bad and politicizing things. I think it's gotten to the point where each profile on the internet for people that are living, right? Because there's fake profiles galore, bots and whatnot. And those are working for the same thing. So it's all politics and bullshit, right? Like it's all like, to me, is a nightmare. So it's how like before the internet or have, you know, like there used to be all the celebrities, right? And there weren't so many. And they were having sort of almost competitions, right? And stuff like that. So whether that is art creators or however you want to look at it, entertainment creators having like a battle, and then it'll be a little bit of the politics leaching through. It was more like that back in the day before the profiles. And then if it's, and now today, my nightmare is that they've added, it's almost like they added, it's like we are all in one or other political party, you know, or however you want to look at it. And if you don't want to partake in that and you're like off the chessboard, they literally put you off the chessboard, like, you know, you're shadow banned, you are, and in real time and all of that. Like it's, so it's a nightmare either way once you know, right? It's freaking horrible. There's the fictitious conveyance of language utopia. I think I'll leave it at that. All the best out there, and I don't know, maybe just stay asleep, you know? It is what it is.